Xuan, I didn't expect that your guts would be so inflated after not meeting for a day. Walking into the room, Shangbin surveys the surroundings and notices that the trash had managed to admit in 5 students. A savage expression flashes across his eyes as he sneers coldly, to dare to deceive Wang Ying Xiaojie, Zhao Ya Xiaojie and the others, as well as to coax the student of Cao Xiong Laoshi to come under your tutelage instead. Where the hell did you find such courage? Shangbin Laoshi? Cao Xiong Laoshi? Seeing the few people who just barged in, Zhang Xuan frowns. I am in the midst of a lesson. If there's anything you want to say, please say them after the lessons. Lessen your head. Shang I came personally over, so what the hell are you acting so high and mighty for? Given your standards, it is already a blessing for the others to not be misguided by you, yet you talk about having lessons? You little brat who don't even know the basics, how dare to pretend like you're something big before us? Cao Xiong mocks Zhang Xuan coldly. Since the both of them are already hostile to one another, there is no need for him to put on an act anymore. Get out. You're not welcome here. Zhang Xuan narrows his eyes. You are still continuing on with the act? Zhang Xuan, do you even remember your own surname? Shangbin laughs coldly. Quickly release Xiao Xiaojie and Wang Ying Xiaojie from your lessons, and reallocate Liu Yang back to Cao Xiong Laoshi. If so, I might choose to back down and not teach you a lesson today. Otherwise I'm afraid that you will have to spend this school term in a wheelchair. You want to make a move on me? Zhang Xuan glances over. The academy forbids teachers from fighting one another within its compounds. Is Shangbin Laoshi unaware of the academy rules? The academy rules are made for humans. Against others, I would still be worried about the consequences about flouting those rules, but towards you, do you think that there would be anyone in the academy who would stand up for a trash like you? Shangbin declares with an expression that clearly spells out that his vile intentions. I get it. Is it because I offended you with my words yesterday, that's why you are intentionally seeking trouble with me now? Aren't you afraid that Shenbai Laoshi would be displeased by such actions of yours? Zhang Xuan harumphes. At least you are well aware of it. Since I have decided to teach you a lesson, of course, I won't be worried about you talking nonsense. Shangbin doesn't deny it, and just as he is about to gleefully step forward to teach the fellow before him a lesson, he is interrupted by another furious voice. It's you. Yao Han's eyes turn red. Given how Zhang Xuan had offended Shangbin yesterday and Shenbai Laoshi is involved in the incident as well, if Yao Han is still unable to figure out the culprit who beat him up, even he himself would suspect that he is a fool. What? Seeing Butler Yao rage out when he is about to punish Zhang Xuan, Shangbin turns around to look at him, bewildered. Do you think that it is possible for you to be unaware of what you have done? Before Shangbin could react, accompanied by a loud roar, a fist smashes violently onto his face. The heck? Shangbin could only feel everything before him turning dark. The regions around his eyes bruised up. His body staggers for a moment before falling to the ground. To dare to beat me up to such a pathetic state, I will make you suffer for it. Recalling the agony he undergone from the beating yesterday, there isn't any hesitation in Yao Han's blows at all. Sitting onto Shangbin's body, fist after fist come raging onto him like a storm. Butler Yao, everything occurred too quickly. Wang Cao and Cao Xiong is flabbergasted. Actually, they aren't the only ones who were taken aback. Even Zhao Ya, Wang Ying and the others stare at one another in confusion. Just a moment ago, when these few people came over to find trouble with Zhang Laoshi, Zhang Xuan's students were still quite enraged and had intended to stand up for him. Yet, before they could do anything, the other side started fighting among themselves. Isn't this incident too bizarre? This is especially so for Zhao Ya. She is well aware of the personality of Butler Yao. He is a very dignified and rational person who handles problems systematically. Otherwise, her father wouldn't have possibly allowed him to become the butler of their family. But what happened today? Why did he start beating up Shangbin before he could finish his words? Probably, the only one who knows what is happening is Zhang Xuan. The reason why he intentionally mentioned that he offended Shangbin yesterday, and brought up Shen Bairu's name is to remind Butler Yu of the two features of his attacker yesterday. In the end, just as he intended, he made a move on Shangbin. Actually, this cannot be blamed on Butler Yu for being rash. After all, no matter who it is, if they were to be beaten up out of the blue for no good reason, they would definitely hold some resentment in their heart. Furthermore, he is of esteemed position and represents the image of Baiyu City, so he had never suffered such injustice. To add on, he had been angered by Zhang Xuan multiple times these 2 days, and his young mistress had been curbing him from assaulting him. Without an outlet to vent his frustration, it has been welling up in his chest. At this moment, when he has met his enemy, how could he stand it any further? Butler Yu, what are you doing? Feeling the fists crashing down onto him like raindrops, the confused Shangbin could only feel his vision going dark. He almost threw up a mouthful of fresh blood. What is going on? This is the first time he is meeting this Butler Yu, and he shouldn't have offended him before, so why the heck is he so brutal? No matter how he tries to recall, he couldn't fathom how he could have possibly offended the other party. What am I doing? Stop acting ignorant here, are you not aware of it yourself? Peng 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 peng. Butler Yu's fist came landing one after another without any moment of rest. Shangbin is a high-level teacher, and has reached the level of Fighter 5 Dan Dingli realm. Even so, there is still a distance between him and Yao Han's 6 Dan Pig's realm. He isn't even a match for Yao Han in a normal battle, needless to say, a sudden assault. He is done in with just a single punch. Butler Yu, calm down, calm down. We can talk things through calmly only now. Then do Cao Xiong and Wang Cao regain their senses, and they hurriedly pull the both of them apart. At this moment, Shangbin's handsome face is swollen to the point that there is no difference between it and a pig's head. Damn it! Shangbin is about to explode from anger. Initially, he had intended to teach Zhang Xuan a lesson, but never in his dreams did he expect the Butler Yu from Baiyu City to suddenly go insane and assault him. At this moment, all of his accumulated rage channels onto towards Butler Yu. No matter what personal grudges the few of you may hold among yourselves, please settle it outside the classroom. This isn't a location for you all to fight it out. If you all do not leave now and continue to interrupt my lessons, I will inform the Central Education Bureau, and call them over. Zhang Xuan speaks up. Fine, just you all wait. Hearing that he would inform the Central Education Bureau, Shangbin turns around and walks away. If news were to spread about his current state, how could still possibly have the face to meet others? He must not allow any teachers to see him in his current state. Shang Shaoye. Young master. Initially, Cao Xiong thought that it would be an easy task. With Shang Shaoye making a move personally, he would definitely be able to get Zhang Xuan to return his student. However, never in his dreams did he expect to see such a situation occurring. Cao Xiong hurriedly follows behind him. Soon, the two of them disappear from view. Uncle Yao, what are you doing? After the two of them left, Zhao Ya walks up and looks at her Uncle Yao, her face flushed red from anger. This Uncle Yao was normal in the past, so why is he getting more and more overboard nowadays? Young mistress, Yao Han doesn't know how he should reply to Zhao Ya's words. After all, he can't possibly say that he had intended to sneak over to Zhang Xuan's dormitory in an attempt to castrate him, but ended up getting bashed up by Shangbin instead, and he did a moment ago was to exact vengeance for that. Alright, I am still in the midst of the lesson. I would have to ask for the rest of you to leave. Zhang Xuan gestures. After hesitating for a moment, Yao Han, Wang Cao and old Li leave the classroom yet again. Damn it, damn it. After leaving Zhang Xuan's classroom, Shang Bin cries out in anger that Yao Han must be taught a lesson. Zhang Xuan as well. To dare to look at me contemptuously, he must be punished. As the grandson of an elder, his life has been smooth sailing all along. When had he ever suffered such injustice? Furthermore, the worst of it all is that he didn't even know the reason behind it. He was in the midst of talking, when the other party suddenly rushed up, to assault him in the blink of an eye. He finds the scenario incomprehensible. That Yao Han must be an accomplice of Zhang Xuan. Otherwise, why would he make a move on Shang Xi? I think he must have been ordered to do so. Cao Xiong says. No doubt, that must be it. Shang Bin agrees. He had never offended Yao Han, but the other party made a move on him without any warnings. It must be due to his declaration of wanting to teach Zhang Xuan a lesson. Are you sure that Liu Yang did not willingly acknowledge Zhang Xuan as his teacher? After a while, Shang Bin calms down and turns around to ask. I can ascertain that he didn't do it out of his own free will. Recalling the unwillingness on Liu Yang's face when he left yesterday, Cao Xiong replies confidently. Great. If you're that sure of it, go and apply for an enlightenment trial. Shang Bin says. Enlightenment trial? This Cao Xiong's face darkens. Enlightenment trial is a special method to determine the allocation of a student who is vied by multiple teachers when the academy is unable to make a judgment. The student would undergo the trial of the enlightenment tower, and the enlightenment tower will reflect his true thoughts in the form of a confidence meter. If the student is proven to be unwilling to come under the tutelage of the teacher of the student will be punished. On the other hand, if it is proven that the one who applied for the enlightenment trial is making a false report, he would receive an equivalent punishment. This is the final resort used when there is truly no means to determine the allocation of the student. Cao Xiong is aware of it, but he feels that things have yet to get to such an irreconcilable point. Why? Are you lying to me? Could it be that the fellow joined Zhang Xuan willingly? Looking at Cao Xiong's hesitant face, Shang Bin's face darkens even further. No, he definitely did not join willingly. I will apply now. I will make sure Zhang Xuan will get what he deserves. Cao Xiong nods his head. Then hurry up. Looking at his compliance, Shang Bin nods his head in satisfaction. When you are applying for it, make sure to raise the punishment to the maximum. This way, Zhang Xuan would be in for a tough time, perhaps he might even get fired. Punishment can be raised based on the applier's request. The higher the stakes are, the heavier the penalty on the side who fails the trial. All right. Cao Xiong's eyes light up with excitement as he visions the image of Zhang Xuan getting fired. All right, we will end the lessons here. Everyone, remember to try to comprehend the contents of this lesson when you get back. If there is anything you are unsure of, you can come over to me to clarify it. Zhang Xuan gestures. Yes. The 5 students answers in chorus before leaving the classroom. They didn't spend a long time immersed in the lesson, and there were even a couple of times where someone barged in to create trouble, but they still benefited greatly from it. It can even be said that if they were to persist on, to try to comprehend what was taught, their cultivation would surely rise by leaps and bounds. The 5 of them leave the room excitedly. The moment Wang Ying walks out, her elder brother, Wang Cao, grabs her. Go, let's return back to our clan. Return back to our clan? Big brother, why must we return? Wang Ying is taken aback. HMPH, you refused to listen to the words of your elder brother, and chose to acknowledge the worst teacher in the academy as your teacher. I have already reported this matter to father, and he says that he would like to talk to you personally. Wang Tao harumphes. The first time he entered the classroom, he was thrown out. The second time, he returned without accomplishing anything. Judging from the expression on his younger sister, he knows that he would be unable to convince her to change her mind. Thus, he sent old Liu back to inform the clan of the matter. He intends to get their father to persuade her. His younger sister's personality might be pure and innocent, but she still listens rather obediently to the words of their father. Father. Fright could be seen on Wang Ying's face. Their father is the current clan head of the Wang clan, Wang Hong. He is a very strict person who rarely smiles, even his children tremble before his presence. Zhang Xuan Laoshi actually isn't the way that you all put him out to be. His lectures are very good. Wang Ying tries to retort. HMPH, say those words to father and see if he believes it. Wang Cao waves his hands and without a second word, he pulls his younger sister out of the academy. Hongtan Academy and the Wang clan are both in Tongxuan City and they aren't too far apart from one another. In a short moment, the two siblings reach their destination and Wang Cao pulls Wang Ying to their father's study. Enter. The cold and strict voice of clan head Wang Hong sounds out. Yes. Wang Ying tremors from fright upon hearing that voice. Clenching her jaws, she follows closely behind her elder brother into the room. In the study, clan head Wang Hong is sitting at the utmost center of the room. The few sitting behind him are the influential elders within the clan. There is also one youth, who is sitting by the side. Wang Ying recognizes the youth as the grandson of the second elder, Wang Yan. She went to the Hongtan Academy at the same time as Wang Yan. In the end, the latter managed to acknowledge the renowned Liu Laoshi as his teacher, whereas she acknowledged the academy's worst reputed teacher Zhang Xuan. Father. The tense atmosphere in the study makes Wang Ying dare not to breathe heavily. Kneel down. Clan head Wang Hong's face darkens. The teacher plays an utmost role on one's route of cultivation. Before entering the academy, he has reminded her time and time again to acknowledge Liu Xun as her teacher. Yet, this lasts. Why can't you acknowledge anyone else? Why must you choose the worst one in the whole academy? When he heard the news, he almost died from sheer anger. Pluton. Wang Ying shivers as she kneels down. Do you admit your mistake? Wang Hong asks coldly. HMPH, acknowledging one's teacher should be based on an individual's free will, so I didn't want to say too much about it, but are you unaware of the standards of this Zhang Xuan Laoshi? The one who scored the worst for the teacher qualification examination and even left a student berserk. Does someone like that have the qualifications to become your teacher? Clan head Wang Hong says with a grave expression on his face. If you were unaware of the situation and were deceived by him, I would still turn a blind eye to it, but why didn't you listen to your brother's words? I heard that your elder brother asked you to withdraw from his lessons, but you refuted him. What are you trying to do? Clan head Wang Hong's voice becomes louder and louder, to the point that the study tremors with creaking noises. Hearing the reprimand of her father, Wang Ying's face turns red, before she grits her jade teeth and says, Father, Zhang Xuan Laoshi isn't as bad as the rumors put him out to be. He is a talented teacher, just that he keeps a low profile. I want to be under his tutelage. I will not withdraw from his lessons. She benefited greatly from just a single lesson. Wang Ying knows that coming under the tutelage of Zhang Xuan is an opportunity for her. If she were to miss this chance, she would definitely regret it for the rest of her life. A talented teacher? A fellow who scored a 0 in the teacher qualification examination? Wang Ying, you should listen to the advice of the clan head, don't be deceived by that Zhang Xuan. You should learn from Wang Yan. He might have only gone on one lesson, but his strength has already increased by 40%. The guidance of Liu Laoshi is definitely top-notch in the entire academy. Hearing the words of the young lady, the other elders laugh as they shake their head. There isn't a single person in Tongxuan City who is unaware of Zhang Xuan's reputation. Yet, you say that he is a talented teacher. What kind of joke is this? You. Hearing the words of his daughter, clan head Wang Hong is incensed. I don't care what you say, you have to withdraw from his lessons today. Otherwise, don't even think about stepping into this house ever again. I don't agree with your decision. Wang Ying may seem weak, but she has a stubborn temperament. She stands up and says indignantly, you all have never listened into Zhang Xuan Laoshi's lessons, so what rights do you all have to say that his lessons are subpar? What rights do you all have to force me to withdraw from his lessons? We might not have listened into his lessons before, but do you think it is possible for his reputation and teacher qualification examination results to be falsified? An elder replies. Wang Ying Xiaojie, stop being stubborn. There are so many students who can testify for whether his lessons are good or not. Do you think that you are the only smart one of the bunch? Another elder states. Xiaojie young mistress, I don't know whether the teacher qualification examination results are falsified or not, but I know that he has treated my legs and gave me pointers for my cultivation. I can easily execute a might that is 1-fold greater than previously. Wang Ying declares. Treated your legs? What kind of joke is this? Even Master Yuan Yu is unable to do anything about your legs. Yet, you claim that a fellow who scored 0 for the teacher qualification examination is able to treat it? Wang Ying Xiaojie, even if you wish to lie in his stead, you should say something that is more believable. Everyone in the clan is aware of Wang Ying's leg injury. Hearing her words, a few of the elders scoff coldly. If you all don't believe me, I will prove it to you all. Seeing the looks of disbelief on the elders' faces, Wang Ying doesn't continue arguing and instead walks over to the strength measuring rock pillar and sends a kick towards it. Peng! The rock pillar shakes and the string of numbers appear. 205. What? Seeing the sight, clan head Wang Hong's eyes narrow subconsciously. The few elders who were reprimanding Wang Ying a moment ago are also taken aback as their lips tremble from shock. The few elders here had specially looked into the injury of Wang Ying's legs, and had deduced that it is impossible to treat it. They concluded that it would be impossible to exert strength in them, and just the fact that she is able to walk normally is already a blessing. Yet, to wield 205 kilograms behind such legs? How? How is this possible? After kicking the pillar, Wang Ying didn't stop. She turns around and strikes on the pillar with a fist. Wing. Numbers display on the rock pillar. 120. A force of 120 kilograms behind her fists. You're still juxi realm primary stage. I thought you were only able to hit 53 kilograms when you left yesterday? How could it be possible for you to hit 120 kilograms? Clan head Wang Hong abruptly stands up as his voice quivers in agitation. Fighter 1 Dan Juxi Realm, cultivators would learn innate breathing and sensing of spirit in the air. Also, they would gain the ability to look into their body and control the flow of spirit energy in their body with their mind. They would have a strength of 50 kilograms in their primary stage, 70 kilograms in the intermediate stage, 90 kilograms in the advanced stage, and 110 kilograms at the pinnacle. This is the mass that a cultivator would be able to carry with their present strength. It is normal for the strength behind their fist to be slightly lower or higher than the strength attributed to their level of cultivation. Normally, it would already be incredible to achieve an increase of 20% to 30% around that level. Even for a renowned teacher like Liu Yang, he could only induce an improvement of 40%. Despite not breaking through in her cultivation, being still in juxi realm primary stage, she is able to hit with a force of 120 kilograms, even stronger than someone at juxi realm pinnacle. This means that her strength enhancement is greater than a single fold. That is too formidable. I only improved to such an extent due to Zhang Xuan Laoshi's guidance. After hitting the pillar, Wang Ying stops and declares calmly. With just a slight pointer, he is able to induce such a great improvement. Furthermore, treating your legs as well? Clan leader Wang Hong is in a state of disbelief. In a few short steps, he walks to the front of his daughter. With a single look, he immediately understands that his daughter's legs are truly cured. As the worst teacher in the entire academy, not only was he able to treat an injury Master Yuan Yu is unable to cure, he was even to induce a massive improvement through a short moment of guidance. Is this for real? Can you tell us a little about the contents of the lessons he went through today? What did he talk about? After a short period of shock, clan head Wang Hong can't resist asking. All right. Today, Zhang Laoshi talked about cultivation technique. However, as what he talked about was too profound, I could only remember less than a tenth of it. This is what he said. After hesitating for a moment, she mentions everything that she recalls in her mind, gathering one's breath and nourishing it. To think that there would be such a profound theory behind a simple juxi realm. This is too incredible. If only I had undergone such lessons back then, I wouldn't be stuck in such a realm, unable to advance ahead. This is truly the theory derived from a true master. I am enlightened. Just by repeating a few sentences, the clan head and the elders in the room seem to have gone into a daze, as though they are drunk on those words, on the verge of going frenzied. To be able to become the clan head and an elder of a prestigious clan, they all possess high levels of cultivation, even the weakest of them are fighter 6 Dan Pig's realm experts. After cultivating for so many years, they have a higher level of enlightenment towards cultivation and they understand much more about it. Although Wang Ying is only reciting those words without understanding the underlying theories behind them, to them, those words are no different from the voice of God. It solves many of the mysteries that they were unable to decipher before in an instant and they feel refreshed. He is truly a master. No, not even a master is able to explain such profound and mystical theories. Clan head Wang Hong's eyes radiate a bright light and his breath quickens in agitation. Father, father? Seeing her father on the verge of going into a frenzy, Wang Ying tries to pull him back. What? Yinger, you must not withdraw from this Zhang Laoshi's lesson by all cause. You must learn from him diligently. After clan head Wang Hong's consciousness is pulled back from a mystical realm, Form looks at Wang Ying with a solemn expression and says, "But father, you just said that." She didn't expect that her father, who tends to be conservative, would change his mind so quickly, to the extent that she is unable to adapt to it on the spot. Father didn't know that Zhang Laoshi would be so incredible. Oh, right. At this point, clan head Wang Hong's face has traces of excitement and anticipation on his face as he asks, "Yinger, can you ask your Zhang Laoshi whether he is still accepting student? Let Wang Yan and Tower learn from him as well. Actually, why don't I become his student as well?" Clan head, as the leader of the Wang clan, how could you become the student of the low-level teacher in the academy? If word were to spread, how can our Wang clan continue to uphold our dignity in Tongxuan city? Before clan head Wang Hong could finish his words, he is interrupted by the words of another elder. After reprimanding the clan head, the elder turns over with a bundle of smiles and says, "Look, I am only a normal elder and I don't represent the image of the Wang clan. If it is still unacceptable, I can even resign from my position of an elder. So, can you all help me ask him if I am able to acknowledge him as my teacher?" Wang Tao, Wang Ying and Wang Yan. Clan head Wang Hong. Yinger, Tower. This is quite a close way to address one's sons and daughters, sometimes even close nephews, etc.
told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you